Hi guys, it's Nancy here and I'm back with another process video for you. Again using some stash that I've had lying around for a little bit. Some of this is also from a more recent Like Forever kit. And I'm scrapping two photos from May. Kind of had a little bit of a print up and kind of still not decided what I'm doing about Project Life as such. So just doing some 12 by 12 layouts of photos that I want from that time. So started as I normally do. I got out a piece of cardstock to use to mount my layout, and then I am mounting one of my photos with it. I'm going to be putting these two photos on here. They are slightly trimmed down. They're not quite square. But yes, I'm going to be using these, and I'm using a black and gold polka dot paper for my background. Which is quite fun. I quite like the dark backgrounds. And this is just two pictures of my boyfriend. One of them, him hamming it up, pretending he's some weird catalogue model. So there's some funny pictures which we took when we took we're almost like tourists in the town where I've got a caravan, and we just kind of like chilled out, done a bit of people watching, had an ice cream. It was quite nice and chilled. So I'm just sort of playing around here, thinking about how I want to sort of layer a few bits up. I pulled out a little frame as well. Which is a Simple Stories Carpe Diem, I believe. I pulled out a piece of paper to mount one of the photos from an old Project Life 6x6, so that is desktop. I pulled a piece of paper out from the B-side by Basic Grey as well. And I'm just going through like different bits and pieces that I've got lying around that I could possibly use. This is a piece of Simple Stories with the clouds on. I have cut quite a lot of those clouds up, so I just chopped another one out. This piece of paper, again, I've used in lots of different ones, and I'm just using it to mount that frame. I'm just going to start to build a little cluster up there in the bottom. So I'm just going through the different bits and pieces here. I ended up using quite a lot of these die cuts actually on this layout, and so I'm just going through like I normally do, chucking them on the layout, and hoping I can get them on there really. I said this is kind of just a normal process for me. I really like these bright colours contrasted against the black paper as well, so that's going to work well. I'm going through this, which is a Fancy Pants die cut pack. Again, that came in a kit. And the colours are actually very similar to the Carpe Diem, so they're going to work quite well together. So I'm just going through, seeing which of these I can use. And of course I've pulled out more than I could probably actually use, so that's fine. So I'm going to just pull all of this off now, and I'm going to stick my photos down, and then I'm going to add some inking to the backgrounds. This is just my normal process. So I'm going to add some yellow because hey, it's sitting on my desk, but it actually matches the layout this time. And it does kind of sit a bit funny on this cardstock with the foiling, so I do just take my kitchen paper and just roll some of that off. I'm using the teal blue, and then I'm also using some of my pearlescent white. So just the same old really. So yeah, love it. Left that to dry, and I'm now coming back and going to start constructing my layout. So I'm putting this 6x6 piece, I didn't even cut it down, just left it as is. Just going to put a little bit of inking over it, just to help it sort of tie in a little bit of the background. Then Impatience are going to roll half the ink off, because that's what I do. So then I'm just going to start putting my photos down, and I'm putting these at kind of a little bit of a jaunty angle because, yeah, they're kind of funny photos, and you know, not to be taken too seriously. So I'm now just going to start building this bottom cluster down here, and sort of starting to build up my layers. And sort of some of these I kind of had a bit of a think about, but these other stuff I just pulled out and were like, let's try and get it used. Kind of got this banner to kind of work, and I thought, right, I'm just going to stick it down because I have such problems using banners on layouts. So I thought, yeah, it kind of matches, kind of goes, just stick it down. So got that down, stuck that little captured piece up the top there, and that's going to just add for a little bit of journaling. And then just starting to build out this sort of bottom sort of layer, because it's going to act more as like a little shelf piece. And so I'm just playing around here. I pulled out that lovely camera from the Carpe Diem collection, picked out a little floral, which is going to pick up the floral that's on that frame and the camera. So I'm just kind of trying to balance everything out. And I said, this is just a fun little layout to make. Just enjoyed adding little bits. I quite like that love up there actually in that top corner. Why did I not put that back up there? Anyway, so I'm kind of fear these bits aren't going to work with this layout, but you know, you kind of get them to work and kind of not. So I then pull out this is a basic grey sticker sheet. I had a sticker off there that I could use, and I'm doing this more and more at the moment, trying to use up stickers that I've got kind of just lying around. So this says awesome, so I put awesome captured because I just thought that was quite cool. Then there's like a little vine that I've kind of stuck down, so I'm just using lots of little bits and pieces and stickers because these stickers are just going to be neglected otherwise and not used. So I'm just going in, sticking little flowery pieces and vine pieces around that just add a little bit of interest. Again, this is a little bit of 12 by 12 border that I'd already cut down, so I'm going to be putting that down as well. And said just playing around really with these different layers and how I could possibly get them to work. And I said these are from the basic grey prism collection, so just playing about really. So I'm going to mount that camera up on some 3D foam because I have got that chipboard frame there, so that's just going to make it sit a little bit more even. And I do pop that light bulb up on there as well. So I'm now going to go for my wood veneers. I'm going to pull out a couple of little hearts and some specks just because they look cool. So just going to stick those hearts over those other die cut hearts and then put those little glasses down at the bottom. Could have put another heart down there, but I thought no, put the specks on because I kind of like it. And at the end of the day, this is just a fun like little layout, and you know, there's nothing too serious about it. It's just capturing a moment of everyday life and silliness. So now I've pulled out a thicker set. This is a older thicker set that's quite used up now, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of butchering to get my lettering. So I think I end up cutting apart another one with 2 F's to make E's. Always very handy with the F's to make E's. And so I'm just putting down, and it's going to be strike a pose. And so it's just a kind of normal, it's just a funny little title. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I'm just using my wet glue to stick those down because, of course, stickers are not great for sticking down, and when you've kind of butchered it to make a whole word, it's always best to stick it down. So just stuck that down there, and said also sticking it over the foil. Sometimes that can be a little bit of an issue, but these stickers are a bit rubbish and don't stick anyway. So yeah, I've made that, and I just fitted my title around that bottom cluster really. There was no great thought that went into it. I'm just going to paint those wood veneers yellow because I really like the pops of yellow on the layout. So I just decided to use my mist just to paint those on. I do love a painted wood veneer. I'm mounting the whole layout in yellow as well, so of course that's going to make that pop as well. I said I really like how simple it is, and that really starts with a black paper. So then I'm just going to pull out a few of these, which are Fancy Pants enamel dots, but they're kind of flat enamel dots. So I'm just going to stick those round and then call it done. So I hope you've liked this fun quick layout from me. I will be back with some more layouts later in the week. But yeah, thank you very much guys for watching, and thank as always for subscribing and supporting my channel. Thank you very much guys. Bye!